Hello and welcome to the Tarkus Zone. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to be talking about Diablo, and I think there's many people that are excited about this upcoming game, and there are some people that are really on the fence about this upcoming game. Because to be honest with you, I have not played Diablo since Diablo 2, and I had a grand old time with the game back in the day playing that game. And the reason why I bring it up today is it's supposed to be releasing quite soon. And there's a few articles I read that really are comparing it to what they did in Diablo 2, trying to get back to their core game of what people enjoyed. I'm here on the actual official website, Blizzard Entertainment, and they're the guys that brought you World of Warcraft, obviously. and I played World of Warcraft in the day. I loved World of Warcraft. I was one of those people when they opened shop for the first time ever. It was the first game I played was a subscription fee. And I played maybe 3 years of the original vanilla World of Warcraft up to Lich King, and I loved it. And then I stopped playing. I didn't like the changes after Lich King. And then, a few years later, they came out with the WoW vanilla servers or WoW original server. So I went back to the game and played some Molten Core raids and whatnot. But then the nostalgia of that game wore off. I was like, yeah, it's still a 20-something-year-old game. I'm just not going to get into... it was called WoW Classic. That was what the name of it was. And so I played that for maybe 6 months, and then I kind of splinted off to other games that I've played. But here we are, and I know people have mixed feelings with Blizzard. I believe they've been bought out. I think they were bought out by Microsoft, maybe. I mean, I haven't really been keeping track. I'm guessing that because guess what? It's crossovering onto the Xbox, and it's going to be on the BattleNet Xbox and PlayStation. So it looks very nice, and I think the graphics and the art, the direction on this game is perfect for what this game is, and it's so much more robust graphically than it was as Diablo 2 back in the day. And there's going to be different functions that I'm going to talk about with this game, but we're going to jump over to an article. And I've been getting these articles in my, hey, Tarkus, want to look at this. And this came up today, and it was from yesterday afternoon, late afternoon. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, yeah, wow, that's really close to being able to play this game. And, I'm looking forward to it. So I'm just going to scroll down, it's just saying gear up to play this game. Everything you need to know. I should probably give credits to the person, Matt Henzel, from PC Invasion. I guess that's where this article is from. Give some props to the author. Now, this game is going to come out on June 6, 2023. The game will cost $70. It's been a long time since I paid $70 for a game, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to be the first person to do it. I might pre-order it. I just want to get closer to the date, and I'll drop the pre-order button and get it for the PC, because that's my gaming platform is the PC. The classes are the Barbarian, Druid, Necromancer, Rogue, and Sorcerer. And if you're familiar with Diablo, I'm assuming they're going to be close to what they used to be in the past, what their functionality is, what their role is, what kind of abilities that each one of them has, in their toolbox, I guess is how I would say it. That they got the unique toolbox of what they can do depending on which class. Or what class you choose, yeah. So the end game details are a little vague, but they have talked about, we're definitely going to emphasize on end game for this game. It's just they haven't really talked much about it. And I'm just scrolling through here. They're going to also include a meta leveling system similar to Paragon leveling in Diablo 3. But further details are yet to be announced. story details. I'm not much of a campaigner. I don't really play games for campaigns. I'll do the campaigns if they're required to kind of just do it. I'm a social person, so I like working with people in a group, and this game's going to be right up my alley. Now, I just got done playing a crap load of Lost Ark, so I kind of I really I'm used to the top-down kind of style of play where you move around with your mouse. And in Lost Ark, I put a lot of hours into that game until I maxed my guy or got to the point where I had to kind of grind multiple characters to be competitive, multiple alts. And at that point, I was like, okay, I had a great time up to that point, and I just kind of left that game the way it was. I kind of walked away from it. This game has 35 hours of the campaign is what they're saying is. If you're buying it for the campaign, it's got 35 hours of campaign play. They're returning certain characters to the NPC characters, I believe, to the storyline. There's many references to Diablo II here. Open world mechanics. Some more general things about this game include that the than any of the previous games is that it's going to be more of an open world, persistent hub style game, and the world is shared with other players, requiring online connection within this open world. Players have complete freedom to roam around and kill enemies who scale to the party's level. So remember that. Elder Scrolls Online was like that. No matter how high you got in levels, you still were fighting something comparative to your level, regardless of what zone or where you went, because the game scaled the monsters, or they just made it so that it wasn't easy mode all the time. It was challenging for you to move around the world at all times. The players can also complete side objectives engaging in the main story, or side objectives that outside the main story. And they got a list here: dungeon cellars, enemy strongholds, world bosses, world events, side quests, fields of hatred. This is something that all games are now, are adding, is the PvP battle royale kind of thing. And that's what I see here when I read it. It's going to be it's a corrupt zone in which players engage in PvPvE combat. So there's monsters and mobs on the map, and then you need to escape with your loot, similar to the escape of Tarvok or Modern Warfare in DMZ mode. Yes, I'll be playing this mode. I really enjoy these types of modes in a game, and definitely having the Diablo feel to it is going to make it even more enjoyable. So they've added this element to their game. Okay, the map size. This one is going to be incredibly large, and I believe they're going to be doing instances here. And I guess their instance, the transition through one will be kind of seamless from one instance to another. But the game has included mounts to players can traverse faster. The hub world comprises of 5 separate biomes, each of which break down into several sub-regions. So each sub-region acts as its own world instance, and players seamlessly trans through them as they travel through the world. And these are the list of the biomes. Game mechanics. Now, this is important to people. It's the RPG genre. If you played any Diablo, you know what kind of game this is. The movement style. And they're going to have 2 different skill trees that your class can choose from. And they split between passive and active skills. Now, when I played Diablo 2, I did a lot of passive skills. So I was really, I had a couple uber skills that I did, but more or less I did a lot of passives, which allowed me to really do a lot of tanking and stay alive a lot and do passive damage. I was the barbarian, and I believe at the time you had there was a area barrier around you where anything that came within a certain range of you started doing tick hit points off them. That's what that was a passive ability. I didn't have to activate it. It always was on. Okay, so let's move on. So again, They're going to have a rune. We also know that rune words from Diablo 2 are returning. Players use the specific rune combination to enhance their socketed items and change their priorities. So there's going to be a rune socketing system in the game, which, you know, the more fine tuning you can do with your character gives you more customization and more uniqueness to what you are and what you're doing. So if you're standing next to another barbarian, you're different than that one. It's not vanilla across the board. You're predetermining what your character, like choosing skills and socketing your runes and all of that. You're going to be a unique player within this open world environment. So the system requirements, I mean, you're going to have a beefy system. I would, you know, if you want it to go smooth for you, let me just let's go to the trailer real quick. Turn down the sound here so that you can see. We're not going to watch this whole thing. I just thought I'd bring it up. Obviously, blood and gore, because that's, you know, that was the beautiful thing about Diablo 2 was when you destroyed something, it like blew up everywhere, and at that time you couldn't destroy walls and whatnot. And I know they added that functionality in future Diablo games where you actually could destroy some of the terrain while you went through the I love the art style. I do. I really do. I was hoping that this was going to be a little bit of some combat. Yeah, I was hoping for a little bit of. This is just. I mean, this is obviously not the game. I mean, it's the game, but it's not how the game's going to play when you're playing it. I was looking for something with a little bit of gameplay footage. But it is the trailer. I guess I should have just anticipated that's what this was going to be. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, very nice.
I have returned to hell for you.
Yeah. Again, not gameplay footage, but that's all right. It kind of shows you their art style, what they're imagining. You know, they're not shirking on the imagination factor, because that video was pretty cool. Let's just look at some of the art here. Definitely, yeah, I mean, this is what I'm talking about. The top-down style of play. Very good graphics. I think you're going to want a good video card for this game if you want to play it smoothly. Yeah, this looks like it's going to be a heck of a lot of fun. Yeah. This is definitely a pre-purchase buy for me. I'm just going to wait a little while and then get some more information on it. But I definitely think this is going to be my next fun project. Do some some videos on this game. Show you builds that I've that's what's great about these type of games is, again, you're so unique, and if you, depending on what you choose in the leveling tree, you do different things, and then this way some people can figure out min-maxing, if you know what that term means, is trying to get the most out of your character as possible based on the equipment set that you're running. And that's what I love about these kind of games, kind of trying to min-max the best I can for the environment that I'm trying to conquer or try to get done. Well, here it is in a nutshell, folks. I think you'll be happy. I know the price tag is pretty steep. But I believe if you have played Diablo before, well, I know a lot of people weren't satisfied with some of the Diablos that have come out recently. And it seems like they're getting back to their core. They're getting back to the point where people really enjoyed their game and took those aspects of that enjoyment in their game and moved it into this project. And I can't wait until 6/6/2023. It's just around the corner. Well, thank you for joining me. This has been the Tarkus Zone.